how long has it been since I did an actor hop? In fact, it's better if we don't even think about that. So if you are new to the actor hop series, the premise is quite simple. I take an actor from the last film that I watched in the series and hop to a film they've been in, and then take an actor from that film and hop to a different film they've been in, and so on and so forth. So the last film we had was The Ugly, and I chose to hop with an actor called Tim Barlow to the 1998 Les Mis. 1998 Les Mis is very interesting, and I'll keep this as spoiler free as possible, but I can't be 100% certain that I won't ruin any aspect of it. It has a great cast, but the thing that makes this very, very different to the beloved 2012 Les Mis that I hold very dearly to my heart is that it's not a musical. And that's, after a while that becomes fine, but at the beginning I was like, this is really awkward, because I was singing the songs where there was meant to be, for example in the beginning where Valjean steals things and he's brought back, and I'm singing, you know, my friend, you left so early, sure you something slipped your mind, you forgot to take these also, did you leave the best behind? And I'm singing them where they're meant to be, and I'm irritating myself so much. And that happened at certain points throughout, and I do think the lack of songs makes Fontaine's moments a little less emotional. The other thing about this one is that it ends completely differently. And again, I won't spoil it for you, but the ending, I loved it. I preferred it. I thought it was so powerful, so effective, and the image, that ending, will stay with me for a very long time. Very impressed. Then I took Geoffrey Rush from that, and I hopped to Frida, the 2002 film about the Mexican artist Frida Kahlo. It's a biopic. I knew very little about her, and I thought this would be a fantastic chance for me to learn something about her. And it starts in her kind of early teenage years, and she's in a tragic accident, and she for a while can't walk, and it's all about her development with that and how that takes her from that time in her life to being an artist, and all of these self-portraits that she draws, and all of the difficulties in her life and overcoming all of these different things. And as a narrative, I would say it would be lacking something if it was fiction. I'd say it needs just a little bit something. But for a biopic and a chance to look at somebody's life as an outsider, it is so fascinating. Great character study. Frida is amazing. I love this woman. Her paintings are mostly of herself. But she has this one called, I think it was something like Just a Little Nip, or Just a Few Nips or something, and it's so good, and it's such a great moment in the film. It's told really creatively. There are a lot of really creative aspects of this storytelling, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Then we're going to hop from Frida with Antonio Banderas, and we're going to hop to Interview with the Vampire. Oh my goodness, people recommend this to me all the time, and I always say I'm going to get around to it. Don't really like vampire films, not really sure how I'm going to find it. Wow, nobody sparkled. Nobody sparkled. How amazing. It is such a good film. It's all about a vampire who's being interviewed, and he tells a story, and we get all of these flashbacks, and it's gruesome and incredible. And the thing that I love most about this is Claudia. Having a child vampire is an amazing concept. I don't think, to my memory, I've ever seen that done in a horror. I think there would have been a child vampire in The Little Vampire, which was the first ever horror I watched, and it scarred me for life as a child and really put me off horror until my adult years. But having a child vampire worked so effectively, and it's not in your face, bloody and gory and dark, but there are just little things that they do that's so commonplace to them. It just kind of makes you kind of sit back and think, alright, that was not normal. And then you remember they're vampires, but it really invites you into the story, and to have kind of good and bad sides of vampires, it's just a great balance. And as everybody has been doing to me, I definitely recommend it. So not only has it been a very long time since I did an actor hop, I think it's also been a very long time since I had a very successful one. Les Mis, amazing. Frida, perfection. Interview with the Vampire, everything that people told me it would be. I have no complaints about these. I would of course love your recommendations for people I can hop with from Interview with the Vampire. I feel like Brad Pitt would be a very strong contender with that one, and kind of get me into the more Hollywood films, because quite recently I've been doing a lot of low budget, straight to TV, straight to DVD films, and that makes it really hard to hop because those people have often only done one or two things and it's really difficult. I'd like to get into the bigger budget films and see some of those films that I've been meaning to but haven't had the chance to. So any recommendations would be warmly welcomed. Of course, if you've seen any of these films, let me know. I would love to discuss them with you, especially Frida. My mind is blown. Thank you for watching this video and I'll speak to you all soon.